Hello everybody, welcome to St. Olaves Homework Booklet number 10 walkthrough. We now have comprehension and we have a text about made in Homelandia. Let's try and get a general sense of the text and what's going on. Let's try and make some general conclusions. Here we know that this author is advocating for products from Homelandia and does not like foreign products. No foreign products. Let's see if I can put in foreign. Okay, just for the purpose as option D is on the other side, let's put in over here. So those are all of our options. Let's have a look at which one the author is. So the author is definitely rooted in facts. He names reasons, or they name reasons, that we should not buy products from foreign countries. So it's definitely informative to some extent. And it is patriotic. It talks about the homeland. So all of these, to some extent, are true. However, I would not say that the author is enthusiastic, as he isn't really saying anything. He isn't really encouraging, not with tone. He's more so giving factual reason to buy products from Homelandia. He's not really saying Homelandia is great. There isn't really much emotion in this. So I would say he's not quite neutral either, because he does absolutely not like foreign products. I wouldn't say he's cynical and dismissive, because he gives fair reasons for why we shouldn't buy products from foreign countries and should base purchases in Homelandia. Therefore, D, I would say he is analytical and critical. He provides a balanced argument and analyzes, gives multiple reasons, such as environment or jobs, and he critically gives a reason that we should focus on Homelandia. Therefore, D is the answer. Okay, as of now, we can clearly see that what inference can be made about impact buying Homelandia-made products on the country's economy. Let's go back to the first paragraph. It says, what happens when we buy products? We underline everything important. When you buy things in Homelandia, you are bolstering your country's economy. How so? You are making jobs, and people are buying domestic products. It's an important way to support our nation's workers. Now, let's go back to our question. A seems like absolutely the correct answer. However, let's make sure we cross out. We get rid of B, because he says nothing about, in fact, he says that buying foreign-made products negatively impacts the economy. Not negatively, but it doesn't support the Homelandia economy. C, he doesn't say anything about a minimal impact. In fact, he says the opposite. D, this one is difficult between A and D, because let's go back to exactly what he said about foreign-made products. He doesn't mention how foreign-made products affect the economy. He does mention that there's safety concerns. He says that you might be able to save money, but that's the most he talks about with money and foreign products. A is the most short answer, because that way you're not inferring anything about the text. You're using exactly what is read, exactly what is said in the text. So what is the potential concern for consumers when buying foreign-made products? Let's go back to the foreign-made products. We already know from question 1 that he's very adamant on the safety concerns of foreign products. The safety concerns, let's highlight that. Therefore, the most probable answer is A. Let's do a quick read through of why it can't be the others. I'd say the one you'd most likely to pick is, it's definitely not higher prices, because it talks about how you might be able to save money by buying products. But we have the limited availability. It doesn't say anything about the availability, and this would be a higher concern, I'd say, than the environmental impact of foreign manufacturing. Because if it's foreign manufacturing, then it doesn't really affect the people in Homelandia. Therefore, A would be the best answer. Question number 5. What inference can be drawn about the intended audience for this passage? So we know consumer is someone who buys a product. We can see that this piece of text is very centered to people who buy products, so consumers. as it clearly states you can buy products. So it's about consumers. Let's write that in actually. Now let's see, is it for manufacturers who wish to improve their manufacturing processes and to make it more environmental? Not really, because it's not really advising how can you make your products more sustainable. The text is advising consumers on which products to buy that are more sustainable. Therefore, we can cross out business owners, and we can also cross out manufacturers, because this text is also not about expanding to foreign countries. It's saying consumers shouldn't buy foreign products. Therefore, we are sort of left with readers who prioritize supporting Homelandia's economy and workers, because if you look closely at A, yes, the text is about consumers. However, it's in fact promoting buying products from Homelandia, not from other foreign countries. Therefore, the text says you should not explore foreign countries through products. Therefore, we are left with C. Moving on to question number 6. This one, pretty much, we can infer that, straight from the text, actually, it tells us, well, actually, it doesn't tell us, we can infer that because foreign products are more pollutant, they have toxic chemicals, we can assume that the text states that they do not have the same safety standards. And if they can't pollute, then Homelandia has much more stricter regulations. Therefore, coming back to question number 6, it is not similar. Oops. It is not similar. They are not more lenient because they cannot pollute the environment more than foreign products. And the passage definitely does provide sufficient information. Therefore, let's go back to black. They are stricter than in most other countries. Simply based off the text, what might be a potential drawback of buying foreign-made products in terms of safety? We know from previous questions and also from the text that they are expressly about how they might have hazardous substances. Just to show you the evidence, let's go back to the text. It absolutely states here they might have hazardous chemicals such as dangerous levels of lead or other poisonous chemicals. Let's highlight that. Therefore, we know that B is the correct answer. Let's just see the others. It does say in the text, you can go back and see that foreign-made products are cheaper. You may save money buying them. It doesn't say anything about innovation, and it doesn't say anything about durability. Therefore, B is the correct answer. Moving on to question 8. What can be inferred about the main goal of the passage? So what is the main goal? We can see, going through all of them, I would say that I don't think we can choose D because there are no fictional claims. They are claims backed up with evidence that foreign products have hazardous chemicals. They may be cheaper. So if they're comparing the cost and quality of products made in Homelandia, let's get rid of this because there's no need to highlight all of that. If anything, foreign products are cheaper than Homelandia. So we're not necessarily comparing cost and quality. If anything, we don't really talk about quality. What the text we can all agree it's about is about supporting the domestic economy through jobs and preserving their livelihoods. It's not really criticizing environmental practices. It's just saying don't buy foreign products because they are made worse for the environment. Therefore, the answer is B. This is what the entire text sort of focuses on. Going on to question number 9. The potential benefit of buying foreign-made products. So in the text, they say you may be able to save money. So all these questions are sort of helping you the more you're doing. You're getting a better understanding of the text, because I didn't have to refer back to the text since they're quite similar. You might be able to save money by buying products that were made in other countries, so foreign products. But these reasons show it's better to buy things that were made right here at home. Let's go back to the question. It doesn't say anything about local artisans in foreign countries. If anything, it talks most about how you can save money with foreign products. It doesn't mention job opportunities in foreign countries. So remember, you don't want to say anything extra that isn't in the text. And it definitely does not talk about how they are more environmentally friendly compared to Homelandia products. So over here, what inference can be drawn about the author's perspective on the impact of consumers' choices? So I think we can cross out D straight away. The author does provide enough information to make an inference about products compared to Homelandia and foreign. For A, the author believes that consumers should prioritize quality and affordability. Let's highlight that. We know that this is not the case. He says that foreign products, if we go back to here, foreign products are, you might be able to save money by buying foreign products. So that is not the case. He does not put quality over and affordability over promoting the domestic economy, where he writes about jobs, preserving jobs in Homelandia. So we can go ahead and cross out A. It's between B and C. The author doesn't really mention about the global economy, and he does not like buying foreign-made products. Therefore, the answer is C. Next up, we have in the maths questions, we have, can I do this? Bearings and circles. What we're going to do here is we have to give the diameter of this 2p coin in centimeters. So although our ruler is given in millimeters, we are going to convert to centimeters. Okay, so how many centimeters is this? This is 15 plus 2, 1, 2. This is 17 millimeters. Let's put that in. How many is this? We are doing 40 plus 3, 43 millimeters. Let's put that like that. Now, simple, diameter is this point to that point, just the whole midway. Let's do 43 minus 17, 43 minus 17, which is 2. Actually, let's not forget our units. 43 millimeters minus 17 millimeters. Let's finish that off in writing. Minus 53 millimeters is equal to 26 millimeters. 26 millimeters. Now, we are not finished. The question is in centimeters. We know 10 millimeters is equal to 1 centimeter. Therefore, 26 millimeters is equal to 26 centimeters. Let's get my pen to work, hopefully. Nope, okay, fine. 26 centimeters over 10, which therefore gives us the answer of 2.6 centimeters. Nice. Question number 2. For question number 2, are given some very important information about a circle. The point A has coordinates 7, 4. We can see that. It's not letting me use my thing. So A is 7, 4. It's saying write down the coordinates of point B. We know it's 3, 2. We know it's 3, 2. We can put that down here. Let's put in the coordinates of the center. If we find the midpoint over here, we know that let's label this C for center. We're using our eyes because this is the whole diameter. We know just about halfway we're going to have the center. This is 5, 3. And that is question number 2. So to find the bearing of A from B, it's asking us, and it's giving us a very important piece of information here. The question mark is this remaining angle. We know the whole circle is 360. Let's write that in over here. So 360 minus 130 is equal to 230. Let's put that as GG since I don't have the degree symbol. So our answer is 230 degrees. We have question number 4 over here. The total length of these 4 identical circles is 24 centimeters. So the whole thing is 24 and they've labeled that for you. The whole diameter here is given to us. We can find by finding the diameter of just one. We are going to divide 24 by, so diameter of 1 is equal to 24 divided by 4, which is equal to 6. We have 6 the whole diameter, 6 the whole diameter, and etc, etc. Therefore, if the diameter is equal to 6, we know that the radius of just one of them, we have r is equal to 6 divided by 2, because radius is diameter divided by 2, which is equal to 3 centimeters. 3 centimeters. Nice. So for question number 5, we're actually going to draw a Venn diagram next to it, which hopefully you can see. Yes, you can. So for this question, we are going to draw a Venn diagram. We draw a whole box. We know we have 2 sets of 20 people in total. So total minus 5 minus 4 minus 2 equal to 9. Therefore, the amount of bare feet we have is 9 bare feet. Over here. Just so I can have more space for this, I'm going to rub this out. There we go. And then let's do question 6. So question 6, again, we're going to just do on the side so you can see what's going on. We know it's saying how many of these first formers liked athletics. They're not saying athletics and something, it's just athletics. So let's find total number, total athletics. This is equal to 8, 14 plus our total number is 30. Then what's our total formers? We are just finding our fraction of who likes athletics out of the total formers. We do 30, the number that we found, over 100, which is our answer. There we go. So for this question, we have to draw another Venn diagram. So let's do that over here. We have our Venn diagram. Actually, I don't know if I can undo this. Yes, we can. Let's give ourselves some more space to do this. Let's do it here, like that. We have carrots. Carrots. Make it bigger. And then there's, obviously yours will be better than mine, I'm on the laptop. But we have the total number of students. Total student is equal to 6. 3 do not like either. So the number of students who like at least one of them is number of who like at least one is equal to 46 minus 3, which is equal. So when we are given the number of students who like both, who like carrots and bananas, let's put this in. Students, carrots and or bananas is equal to 30 plus, let's move this up, 23, and that we got from over here, equal to 50. Oh, actually over here, this should be 43, because remember we minus the 3 for students who don't like any. So we rub this 46 out to be 53 minus 43, which in fact gives us 10 who like both. So we can rub this out and put in 10. 10. So 10 students like both. Let's put that up here. 10 students like both. How many children like carrots but not bananas? So now that we know how many children like both, we can put in the rest of our numbers. 30 like, let's call this carrots. Let's call this bananas. If we know 30 like carrots but 10 like both, we can put 20 here. And then we can put 13 here because we are minusing the people who like both. So how many likes carrots but not banana? We have our answer 20. So for question number 8, we have to write the factors of 20 and 36 in this Venn diagram. The first thing we're going to be doing is making some factor trees. So if I have 20 and 36 here, oh, actually after reading the question, it's just factors, not prime factors. So let's begin that. Let's write out the factors of 20. We have, let's write them in pairs. 1, 20, 2, 10, 4, 5, and then that's it. Then we write out the factors of 30, 36, which is equal to 1, 36, 2, 18, 3, 12, 9, and 4. We also have 6 and 6, so lots of factors. So simply what is common, I'm going to be doing, underlining the common ones in red. We have 1, let's put that here, 1. We have 2, let's strike them out as we're done. 2, we have 4 common, 4. We have, that seems to be just it. So then we are left with, let's do this in a different colour. For 36, we have 36, we have 18, we have 3 and 12, we have 9 and 6. Cool. Let's finish off with doing 20 in a different colour. We have 20, we have 10, and we have 5. Great, and then that is all of our factors in that Venn diagram. Just last few questions, 9 and 10. I'm going to get rid of all of this. So we have some space. Let's go back to the black pen. So, in a classroom of 30 pupils, let's read this very carefully, 30 pupils, 16 pupils have been to Africa, 13 have been to America, 5 have been to both Africa and America. So let's draw out another Venn diagram. Let's do it quite big. We've been to Africa and America. Let's put F and am. So if we know 5 have been to both, we must subtract that from Africa and America. So 16 minus 5 is equal to 11. Then for America, we have to do 13 minus 5, which is 8. Because you cannot double count. Just because 16 people have been to Africa, that counts everyone that went to Africa. So 11 plus 5. But we know there are 30 people, so if in our entire Venn diagram we have, let's put in total Venn diagram, is equal to 11. This is equal to 24. Therefore, the number of people outside in this area here has to be 30 minus 24, which is equal to, let's put in our right answer, 6. Good. Question number 10. So we have a very similar thing here. We are going to draw another Venn diagram. We have 100 students in total, 60 are in band and in orchestra. Given that 12 students are in both, neither. pretty much the exact same thing. Let's change this so you can see it. Big Venn diagram, we have band and we have orchestra. Let's put that in here. So here we have band and here we have orchestra. Now let's put in our figures. We have 16 in the band, so 12 are in both. 12 are in both. So the same thing, we have to subtract for band, 60 in total. So 60 minus 12 is equal to 48. Next we have 20 minus 12, which is equal to 8. So this is our entire Venn diagram. Now to get students that are neither in band or orchestra, we are going to do 100 total pupils, 100 total minus 48 plus 12 plus 8. Let's put that in. We are left with 32 pupils. So our answer is E. Next up, we have verbal reasoning. So in this section, we're just going to be looking at relationships between pairs of words. So over here, broad and wide, light and heavy, tiny, small, big and large, thin and skinny. I can see that most of them are synonyms of each other. Broad and wide mean the same thing. Tiny and small mean the same thing. However, answer B is the only one where they are antonyms of each other. Light and heavy are opposites. Question 2. We have over here, let's just zoom in a little bit. Which pair of words is the odd one out? We can see from these we are doing a verb with an adverb. And so drove quickly, skipped happily, galloped hastily. I can see that all of these are to do with speed. Speedily means fast, sluggishly means slow, hastily means very quickly, and quickly, we know the meaning of that. The only one that is the odd one out is skipped happily, giving us the answer B. Question 3. I carefully followed the instructions to assemble the new bookshelf. We know that this one should be pretty simple. We are looking for a verb. So let's underline this. I is pronoun, adverb, verb, determiner, or adjective. We are left with C, that is the doing word, because we know verb is a doing word. So here we have codes. Each letter using the following words corresponds to a single digit code number. Number codes for 3 of the words, so bear in mind we don't have all of the codes here, so we are going to have to pay attention to that. Work out the code to answer the question. The first clue here is that the ending of this, let's get this over here, the ending of this word is the beginning of this word and the beginning of that word. Because other things we have, because we've got 2 M's, 2 D's, it's quite difficult to know the beginning letter. But that's our first clue. We know that 7 is the end of one word. I can see that here. That is also the beginning of another word, 2 other words. So we know that D is equal to 7. So we're going to write that down next to it. Now I'm going to go ahead and erase these just so we have a clear palette to work with. If we know that D is 7, we know that this word, we can straight away put that down as mend. This one, 9387, is mend, as D is the last letter, and that is the only one that exists there. So let's put this down as text. We know that 9 equals M. We know 8 equals N. And we know and thus we figured out the code. Next question, question number 5. Okay, for question number 5, we are trying to find some weights. So we know we have, let's see if I can do this. We have 5 places for our 5 girls. And we are given some very important pieces of information. We are doing it from lightest to heaviest, so let's put in some text here, lightest here. I'll put L for lightest, and then I'll put H for heaviest. We have lightest to heaviest. Oops. There we go, that looks better. 5 places for L, M, N, O, P, let's call them that. We have some important information. We know Olivia is the heaviest, weighing 64. Let's put that down there, 64. And we know that Nancy is the lightest, weighing 60. We also know that Paula is lighter than Lisa. Let's put that down there. And we also know that, so Lisa stands between Maria and Olivia. So we know Maria also stands between Lisa and Nancy. So that means we are still working with the girls Maria, Paula, and Lisa. If we know that Maria has to be between Lisa and Nancy, we know Maria has to go somewhere in these 3 spaces. Let's try and put her here. And then we know that Paula has to be less than Lisa. So it has to be like that. Let's see if it still checks out. We know Maria stands between Lisa and Nancy. Yes, she is. There's Lisa and Nancy. We know Lisa stands immediately next to Olivia and also between Maria. So we can correct this order. Now, let's try and guess their weights. We have 61, 62, 63. And now we can see their weight. Now, how heavy is Maria to the nearest kg? She is 61 kg, giving us the answer C. Good. Now let's go to question number 6. Are just going to rearrange the words of the following sentence in descending order of length, number of letters. Let's write them down. This is 5, this is 4, 5, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which word, in what order do the words now appear? We know black, black. We are going from descending order of length, which means we have to start with the most here. So 5 here, and we end up with 3 over there. We know black, chase, has to go black, chase, mouse, cats, the. Now I've just made it like this so you can see our extra options over here. We know we have to end with the. We can cross out this one, and this one. And we know that cats has to go penultimately, so second to last, because it's got 4 letters instead of these which have 3. Therefore the answer is B. Now we have to count the number of vowels. Let's see. We have 1 vowel here, 1. Let's count here. Remember our vowels, let's write them down quickly. A, E, I, O. So since we have so many that are similar, we have to do them in the order. We know we have to begin with shining because that has the biggest number of vowels. Let's cross this out, cross this out, cross this out. Actually, we can cross out all of them because this is the only one, question number B is the only one that starts with shining. Next, question number 8. Let's focus in. It's telling us to do lots of things here. Alphabetical order, final letter. Let's focus on the final letter. I'm going to write that down. E, D, K, E, D, L. We have a lot of similar words here, arranged in the order in which they appear in the sentence. Alphabetical order, what is the earliest letter we see here? We start with D, so it has to be old. And old comes before stood, so it has to go old and then stood. Now these questions are great because you can go ahead and eliminate all of them just in one fell swoop because we know it has to start with old and stood. Therefore, we have E as our answer. Question number 9. We are going to do syllables now. Let's highlight the most important thing, descending and syllables. Descending means we go from most to smallest. If they have the same number of symbols, arrange them in the order in which they appear. Let's do each dot for syllables. So glorious, 3. Butterflies, 3. Flutter, we have 2. And we have gracefully, that's 3. If they do it in the order they appear in, let's zoom out so we can see the questions. We know we have to start with glorious, butterflies, gracefully. It goes 3, 3, 3. If we go to our options, we have glorious, butterflies, gracefully, which is option E. This is our right answer. Actually, just checking our answer, it is in fact, I didn't see the flutter here. We're going to have flutter last. Oh, that's a very important thing to look out for, first and last. So glorious, butterflies, gracefully, flutter. We have 3 here, we have 2 there. Nice catching that out. We have A as our final answer. Question number 10, our last one in VR. Which of the words from the following list are homophonic? Homophonic means words that sound the same. Homophonic will sound the same. So homophonic means words that sound the same. We're going to highlight this. It's very important in our question. We have sail, sail, saw, soul. Now, the only ones that really sound the exact same are sail and sail only. Sail and saw do not sound the same. So we're going to go with option A. Soul and saw, sail and saw, none of them sound the same apart from option A. You can see here we're just going to start off with NVR, similar shapes. And let's go to question number 1. Question number 1 off the bat is pretty simple. You can see that in most of them there are 2 shapes, 1, 2, 1, 2. And we can straight away see that shape answer C does not have 2 shapes, does not have 2 diamonds. Second difference that I see is that we can see here is that the shape is always the exact same. If there's a semicircle here, it will be the exact same semicircle there. There won't be any rotations or flip images of each other. Therefore, we can cross out A, and we can also cross out E, because they are different shapes. Next, we have the fact that one shape has to be completely inside, while the other shape has to be completely outside. Triangle inside, triangle completely outside. D is the only one where the arrows are sort of inside and sort of outside. So B is the only answer we are left with. Question number 2. I can see that they're forming right angles. Which ones aren't right angles? We can cross out B and E. Next thing is that we can see that the shapes are normally doing the same thing. They're either converging in the angle or they are on the outside, both going outside. But we never see one going inside and one going outside. Therefore, we can cross out C, as they are different shapes. This one's a square, that one's a triangle. And we can also cross out A, because they are doing different things. One's going to the outside, but one's converging. D is the only one where it's the same shape, and they are doing the same thing, meeting at the angle. Question number 3, we have 2 shapes every time, and we can see that they are mirror images of each other. This mirror image of this arrow is reflected over here. Same thing with the trapezium, same with the triangle. We have here, then, we can cross out A, as they are the exact same shape. Nothing's been reflected. We can also cross out B, as there's always some sort of link. There's always an overlap. And then we can also cross out E. We're left with C and D. We know that they have to be the exact same shape, but flipped over. Therefore, it cannot be a hexagon and a pentagon. I'm going to cross out C. We are left with D. Next, we have, in each shape, we have grey, white, hatched. And I always draw these hatches out big, so I can look for any inconsistencies in the hatching. We always see that this hatching goes from bottom left to top right. We see grey, white, hatched, grey, white, hatched, grey, white, hatched. Instantly, I see that C has too many shapes that are grey, And I also notice that this hatching in this triangle, if you look closely, is going to be this way. We see that it does not follow the same hatching as our given shapes over here. So I'm going to cross out A. We see that B also follows the same inconsistent hatching. We also notice that in each case, these are pretty similar. However, we know that we need a pentagon. D has a hexagon in the place of a pentagon, so E is the answer. Question number 5, I always count everything. We have 3 dots. We have 3 lines. Let's see if it matches up this. Let's do this in a different color so you can see that's a line and it's not 31. 2 dots, 2 lines, 4 dots, 4 lines, and then we know it's not B because we've got 3 lines, 2 dots. We know it's not D or C because they don't have a combination of the two. So we're left with E. There's only 2 lines, 3 dots, so A has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots. Perfect. Next, we find ourselves doing NVR analogy, which we can see here. So we define the pattern, sort of what we were doing before, between these 2 shapes and then connect them here. So I can see, if I make this a little bit bigger, there we go. 2 shapes, and let's focus on this outer perimeter shape. We see a shape with 5 sides here that ultimately becomes 6. So we add 1, okay, to this outer perimeter. So that means 4 sides here, we're going to add 1, we get a pentagon. So we can cross out B, D, and E. Next, we have, let's focus on these inner squares. We have 4 shapes here. We add 1, 4 sides. So we add 1 to get 5 sides. And we get a pentagon in the middle. So if this has 3, we're going to add 1 and we're going to get squares. We can cross out A, and we're left with C as the right answer. Question number 7, we have again an outer perimeter shape that stays the exact same. We don't do anything to this outer triangle. So let's see here, we can cross out, if this stays the exact same, we can cross out B, we can cross out E. So then let's really zoom in what's happening on this inner shape. We have a trapezium that is doing a 90 degrees anti-clockwise rotation. You see this flat bit goes over to its side to become big and over here. We know it's going to go big, so we've already crossed those out. If this is doing a 90-degree anti-clockwise rotation, this pointy bit is going to face upwards. Try and imagine that. Which one faces upwards? Cross out C, cross out A to get D as our right answer. Question number 6. Let's focus on this little arrow. We've got 2 components here. This arrow, most simply my eyes are drawn to the fact that it flips over, so it does a 180-degree rotation and it goes big. So this grey arrow, and it does not change colour. If it's white, it's going to be white in the next shape. So if it's grey here, we can cross out, we know it's going to go big. So it must be, well actually we can go ahead straight away and cross out all of them because C is the only shape where it goes big and we have this little cardboard cutout on top and it goes small. Question number 9, we have a 90-degree rotation of this grey area. So we're going to do a 90-degree, always mention what direction we're going in, 90-degree clockwise. And this outer perimeter shape is the rectangle, and we inverse them. The rectangle goes on the inside, the circle goes on the outside. So we are going to have a square on the outside. So all of them have a square really, so we can't cross anything out, that's fine. But let's do a 90-degree rotation of this grey bit. We are going to get something that looks a little bit like, if you imagine, it's going to look like A, the shading. So we can cross out B, we can cross out C, we can cross out E. Now we're left with 2 things that look pretty similar. Let's focus on what happens. Does the orientation of this rectangle change? No, it doesn't. The rectangle stays, let's say, upright. There's no rotation. It's the exact same. So this hourglass shape, let's call it that, it does not change, so we can cross out A to get D. Moving on to question number 10. Okay, so there are a lot of different shapes here. So let's focus on just what's happening to these circles. So if we have circles on the outside, we see all of them are circles, but they're all being concentrated into the center. Let's just focus on that. All of these are triangles, the pattern checks out, so they're going to be concentrated just to the center. So we see that these triangles go to the inside. We can cross out A, and we can cross out C, and we can cross out D. Now we are just stuck between B and E. What is happening to this shape, this little teardrop? We see it's going to the top left corner. This little cross sign, it's going to go to the top left corner. Which one are we left with? E.